Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a head shave. Absolutely zero prep for this head shave today. I've literally just come in, just been out riding my scooter, fixed a few things up on it, bought a couple of security features for it, and I've parked it back up again. So I'm just going to shave my head first and then have a shower. The reason being, if I have my shower and then shave my head, I end up with little bits of hair down the bottom of my neck, on my shoulders, on my back, and when I put my uniform on for work, it gets itchy as all fuck. So I can't be arsed with that. So the soap for today that I'm going to be using is the same one I used for my face shave, and that is FLORIAN F2 formula from Australian Private Reserve. I'm not going to go into the whole Australian Private Reserve thing again. You guys that are in the wet shaving community tend to know what's going on, more so than I do. So I'm just going to get stuck straight in. Now the brush for today is my beautiful Grey Dog Custom. This is Spalted Elk, Bloodwood, and a 27mm Omega boar knot, which came out of a, can't remember this actual size brush it came out, but it's a beautiful brush. I love the keyhole style handle, very comfortable, very good. The soap is squished into my Saponaficio Varacino shaving grail bowl, which is an awesome bowl, and it's a fougere scent, but it's a very sort of, it's a lovely scent. I really like it. A lot of people aren't fans of Dan, who's the artisan or the scent maker at Australian Private Reserve, and his scents. But for me personally, I have Coolabah, Bay City, and this sample of FLORIAN. And I like all of his scents that I've smelled so far. I think they're really well blended. I think they're just the right sort of scent strength. This is around about a 3 to a 4. And this one's lovely. It's got a very light citrus scent, bit of floral, a little bit of wood. It's not a dark scent, it's quite a light powdery sort of summery scent, which is nice. You could wear this easily in the winter or the summer. Just going to dip the tips. As you can see, it's whipping up really nice in the bowl here. Now, I was very impressed with this soap yesterday. When I used it for face shave yesterday, and I was very impressed with the quality of the soap, the properties of the soap. The only downside, real downside, which isn't a downside really for me, was the amount of time it took to hydrate it. This stuff absolutely loves water. It craves it, more so than pretty much any other soap that I've used. I've just wet my head. I'm going to scoop all the excess out of the bowl. As you can see there, well, not all of it, but every bit I can get. Just rub that all of it. So I've got quite a few days growth on my head at the moment, and well, I get a little bit lazy sometimes. Not lazy, just tired. I do quite a lot of hours of work, and then I work outside of work in my other business. And I've got 3 kids all doing their own sort of things. The boys play soccer 3 times a week. My daughter dances 6 days a week. My wife works full time, so life is so hectic sometimes. Just getting out of bed sometimes is a bit of a challenge, you know. I'm just going to... With head lathering, I don't tend to use my technique of painting in water. What I do now is I use what I call the Michael Friedberg technique, mainly because I learned it from him, which is when you splay the brush a little bit, you end up with a hollow like that, and all I do is I just drop a bit of water into that hollow so it's there, and just drop a bit of water in the hollow, and away you go. I have to say I'm very impressed with these Omega knots. They take a while to break in, I have to admit, so if you don't have the patience to break one in, I wouldn't grab one. I don't really have the patience. I was just very lucky that Grey Dog, who made this brush for me, re-knotted it because it fell out of the previous handle. And when he re-knotted it, or during that time, he must have beat the shit out of it, because when it came back, it was fully broken in pretty much. I had no more, literally nothing else to do with it, to actually break it in. Right. So the razor of choice for today is going to be the Carve Christopher Bradley razor. Surprise, surprise. Now this is the open comb C-plate, 0.85 blade gap, and I've got a brand new Kai blade in here, and to be honest with you, I don't think I've used the Kai in this razor yet. I might have done, but I'm not sure. So here we go. I'm just going to go with the grain. Now Kai blades are a very, very sharp and efficient blade. But what happens with these blades, which is very unusual, is that over the first 3 or 4 uses, they actually become sharper. Don't ask me how, but it has been tested. I should really save the link that shows it, but one gentleman actually tested it and tested the actual sharpness of the blades as he was using it, and found that on the first use, they were very similar to a derby blade, which isn't the sharpest of blades. However, by the 3rd or 4th use, it was pretty much the same as a feather blade, which is pretty impressive. I have to say, it's sort of struggling here. I don't know whether it's actually clogging up a little bit. The open comb's clogging up, which I'm surprised. I didn't think that would happen, as you can see there. Well, I hope you can see, just in this sort of section of teeth here, there's a bit of clogging happening. I hope that's it cleared out. Maybe just trying to do too much, I think. Let's just stick to nice short strokes. It's a big difference compared to this side. Just doing the short strokes on this side, there's a big difference in the finish. Now I'm going to finish this shave off today with my Coles cartridge razor, mainly for speed. I could finish off with the Carve quite comfortably, it would just take longer, and I just don't have the time. So it's another major benefit, in my opinion, of a cartridge razor. It's generally how quickly you can get stuck into your head shaves. With the minimal of fuss. So yeah, massive difference on the left hand side of my head, which is this side, with the short strokes, and rinsing it out more often definitely made a difference. It didn't clog up once, and it's very, very close on that side. I'll just show you the back of my head now once I've rinsed this pole out, because it's full of hair. Hopefully you can see quite a major difference. This is the side that I did the shorter strokes on, and this is the side that I haven't. You can feel it. You can feel the big difference, so definitely worth doing the shorter strokes. I'm just going to wet my head just a little bit, get some of that residual slickness happening, which on this soap is pretty good, but I've got to say I'm sort of struggling here. Let me just dip the tips. I'm just going to go back to the bone. I think I've sort of underloaded the brush. I was a bit worried about overloading it because it takes ages to hydrate, but obviously on this occasion I'm struggling, so I've just reloaded the brush again. There we go, that's better. Very, very pleasant scent. And that'll do me. I'm not going to mess about building a huge voluminous lather because I'm using my cartridge razor now. And I just want a nice quick finish to this shave. And the cartridge razor for today is a Coles 5-blade razor. Cheapest chips, you get them in Australia here at Coles and Woolworths. This one's a Coles version. The Woolworths one is the exact same blades, same handle, same everything, nothing different about them whatsoever. And they're both the same price, $6 for 4 cartridges, $6.50 for the razor and 2 cartridges. Very well priced, great little razor. And I have to say, just based on the head shaves alone, not the face shaves, but on the head shaves alone, cartridges outperform double edge razors, single edge razors, straight razors, outperforms everything in my opinion. Now of course this is a subjective thing, but I just find when I use a cartridge razor I get a closer shave that lasts longer. I can do it pretty much effortlessly, as you can see. There's no messing about with this stuff, it just works. You know, you don't have to think about angles. You don't have to worry about really cutting yourself. Don't get me wrong, you can still take a good chunk out your skin with these carts if you're really not careful with them. And I can tell you right now, I'm practically BBS. Residual slickness is excellent. It really is top drawer. One thing I found very good, as good as anything on the market at the moment, from this F2 formula that's made by Nick Barriga, is the post-shave feel. Rivals everything on the market. It's as good as Face Fat, Talon Steel, Barrister Man, Holy Cow, you name it, and it is as good as. That's a real good shave. That's as close really as I can get. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know you're getting old when you put your glasses on. I put my glasses on with my motorcycle helmet and the fucking skin doesn't come out for hours. It just stays as a dent on my head for ages. That's about 2 hours old, those dents. It definitely pays to put my contacts in when I'm riding my bike for sure. Just rinse the brush out now. So I'll be having a face shave after this head shave, and basically what I'm going to do is I'll be using 2 cartridge razors, one for the right side of my face, one for the left side of my face. One which I haven't used on the channel yet, but I have used off camera, and it's been very, very impressive. So I'm going to compare them together and just sort of see what is and what feels better, in my opinion. Right, so the soap for today, which I don't have the tub for, Australian Private Reserve FLORIAN F2 formula. The soap itself, the base is made by Nick Barriga, and the scent is made by Dan, who owns Australian Private Reserve. It's a high quality soap, it really is, you know, for all the shit that's going on in the shaving world and all the bad mouthing and all the bad shit that's going on between Dan and a lot of other people in the community. If you just take those people out of the equation and just use the soap as it is, and the scents of it, for me personally the scents are lovely, and the soap performs exceptionally well. It's really slick, it's protective, easy to lather, it's got great, I mean that post shave is superb. It's really, really up there. My head is so moisturised. It doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel oily, it just feels spot on. I'm really impressed with the soap formula that Nick Barriga's come up with. And to be fair, I'm really impressed with the scents. I love the scents from Australian Private Reserve. There's 3 soaps that I've used, all 3 smell great. And there's not much more I can say. So that's the soap. The bowl that I used to sort of whip it up was the Saponificio Varicino shaving grail, which is a stunning bowl. It's so comfortable to hold, you never lose your grip on it. There's the soap squished inside. There's still loads of soap in there. I may finish that off on the wife's legs at the weekend. I think that's a good plan. And then I'll start with another sample after that next week. The brush for today always performs superbly well. My Grey Dog custom spalted oak. Now this oak actually comes from Grey Dog's garden. Some bloodwood and a beautiful 27mm Omega bow knot. And the razors for today were the Carve Christopher Bradley razor with the open comb C-plate, which took the biggest majority of the hair down. And I then finished off with the Coles 5-blade cartridge razor, which basically rivals the Fusion from Gillette, and it does a very good job. It's very smooth, very efficient, and I think Coles and Woolworths have done well to get a high quality shaving cartridge razor for their own brand at way cheaper prices than what you can pay for Gillette. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed that. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.